Hi, my name is Ziada, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed singer-songwriter, Ariana Gates. For more on Ariana, you can read more about her right below this video, but in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at the incredible talent of Ariana. And I just kept on giving you the key, and now I'm burning like a third degree. The joke's on me. I know I knew that we would never be, and I just kept on giving you the key, and now I'm burning like a third degree. The joke's on me. Well, hello, Ariana. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It is so wonderful to meet you, and I'm so excited that the audience got a little sneak peek at your incredible talent.
Thank you.
Where are you coming from today?
I'm in North Jersey, so I'm in a little town called Fairlawn. Probably with no traffic in Manhattan in 30 minutes or less.
I love it. I love it.
With traffic, like there usually is, more like 45 minutes, but
I love it. And you're actually in your dad's old recording studio.
yes. I've been spending more and more time down here. Took me a minute to really get myself going, but I'm teaching myself Logic and making demos down here, and
that's amazing, Ariana.
We're moving and grooving, baby.
No, I love it. I love it. And listen, I want to start at the very beginning. A very good place to start, someone once wrote. And Ariana, where did you grow up, and when did you know that you had this talent, this musical talent?
Well, I grew up here. I'm in the same house my whole life.
I love it.
Yeah. So I grew up like around music. My dad was a producer and recording engineer. And he also, towards the end of his life, was actually in a touring band and was performing in a band called the Hitmen, which he loved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lots of fun. And, you know, I just grew up in that environment. Like, recording studios were not really a novelty to me as a kid, because it was just kind of like, yeah, it's dad's job. So, and, you know, at one point when I was very little, he had just moved operations from the studio he had in New York City. He just moved it home. So I've had a recording, like a full-fledged recording studio in my house my whole life. So
how cool is that, though? I mean,
I know, it's awesome, and I take it for granted, for sure. Like,
well, I mean, the thing is, what I love so much about this for you is that, like, literally it was in your home, but literally this has been in your bone marrow since you were a kid. So it's you're normal, and the fact that you get to now do it, you know, professionally, and have been doing it professionally. That must be kind of cool when you get to at least at sometimes be at 30,000 feet and looking down at yourself doing the thing.
yeah, it is cool. I mean, listen, like when I would come downstairs, like when my dad's session was over and I was like, okay, hi dad. And like, and I'd want to just like, can I sing something? Like, I think I was 9 or 10. I was like, Kelly Clarkson, break away. Here we go. No music, just a cappella. Just record me singing, dad. I'm like, oh, that was fun. I don't do that all the time.
Well, but you see, I love that you had that support, right? I mean, and I had it too, growing up as a performer and now a director, but to grow up in a family of support, you know, it is few and far between, unfortunately. So I can relate to that support and, you know, being grateful for it. And I want to know, you know, growing up, obviously you had your dad and your family support. What other inspirations did you have growing up musically?
It's like the most cliche thing in the world what I'm about to say, but like, you know, I grew up, I was kind of that weird kid in elementary school, like, why do you only listen to the Beatles and like old music, like Stevie Wonder, like he's old. And you're like, you know, now once everyone gets a little older, they all kind of, everyone gets it, right? But
we would have been best friends on the playground. Let me tell you something.
we could be best friends now.
Done and done, A. B, I was singing the Beatles with I would like mash up the Beatles with Frank Sinatra alone on the swing set while
Yes, you
everyone
did.
was bopping to like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Where was my duet partner? Oh wait, she was in Fair Lawn, New Jersey.
I can remember like very specifically. Like I'm in elementary school and I'm walking around singing the Beatles all day and just like thinking about like Babies in Black as a 7, 8 year old. And then all my friends are like, you know, that song, oh God, who's it by? I got the right temperature to that was like a big hit in that moment. And I was like, what's that? Like I
I
had just
can't.
no
But
idea.
see,
And no one could
how
believe I didn't know it.
but how blessed were we that we were kind of, I like to tell people that I was happily brainwashed as a kid, like listening to this music that was out decades before our time, but it was as if it was being played right then and there because that was all that was being played. But it was the best stuff,
And it's still the best stuff.
right?
It's like I'll die on that hill. It's just
I
I love
can't.
I just rewatched that touring years documentary of the Beatles on Hulu and I was like, it's just the best. Um,
I love it. Well,
but
listen,
it's so oh sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's interesting in terms of like then making music as an adult because you know you're I'm trying to make pop music, you know,
Right.
listening to pop music. Like I think Dua Lipa Future Nostalgia was like the best album of last year, like mind-blowingly good.
Yep.
But then you're making music and it's like you're kind of looking at all these archetypes, but you have all of these old school influences that don't necessarily have to be super obvious. You know, you don't need someone to listen to your music and be like, oh, I bet she really likes the Beatles.
Well, and this is the thing I
It's
was
in
about to,
there. It's in there.
what I love so much about your stuff, Ariana, and I really want people to not only, obviously read below this video more about you, but to just look you up all over because I love this whole notion. I mean, I get it. And again, I think people who might have a nice understanding of the fabric and musical landscape of the last 50 to 60 years, but even not, you have this kind of like looking back to look forward mentality in your creating, if that makes any sense, that there's a respect there in the bones of the foundation of what made and makes great storytelling and great songs, but yet you're bringing it forward, but not apologizing for what made you love music.
Oh my God, you're making me cry.
No, but seriously, that's what rings
That's
to
so
me.
good. Thank you.
I mean, am I right or wrong? I mean, am
No,
I?
you're right. Cause I mean, when I sit down to write a song, one of the, like a thought that always enters my head is like, what would Carole King do right now?
I I can't with you when I saw that in your bio because you were giving me such Carole King vibes. But then again, it's hard for me to say like, ooh, she's got this like hint of like this funky Carol, 21st century Carole King. But then I hate always like comparing people, but at the same time, I'm like, wait, time out. It's fucking Carole King. But it's like you're bringing all of these. This is okay. Okay, I'm a director, right? God bless. I literally think an image. I literally see you. It's like a phoenix going through your music with like on your wings all of your inspirations with you. And it's just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And again, it's part of the fabric of who you are that you can't not ignore, but yet it's your voice.
I'll take it. I love that. Yes, that's how I can't articulate it as well as you can, even. That's so good.
Well, you know me, I'm just bopping around New York thinking of Ariana and Phoenixes all day. How are you? Well, and speaking of Phoenix, but bump, I love that I'm a part of this brand new social media platform that I've already, Ariana, since I started, since I've been a part of this platform as their global artist ambassador, I'm so grateful that I've already been able to collaborate with some people in the East, in China specifically. And I think of your music and your sensibility and the transcendent, slash universal language that all of the great music and artists me and you loved growing up. You have that same type of feel. And I'm excited that, I can't wait for your stuff to even get out there even more across the ocean. And with FENIX being, a helping conduit in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see sometimes people are talking about metrics and you're seeing like, oh, maybe I don't need to focus only on where I'm from. Like
Mm.
your song could blow up in Asia and then you
Oh,
have this whole audience there like waiting for you. Like you think all these super famous bands have hordes of people waiting for them in like Singapore,
It
Manila.
is, it is, I am telling you, my mind has been blown, not only about, you know, in the East, that there is literally, obviously, another world outside the United States, but the
Yeah.
fact
Hello.
that people in the East, I think even in some cases, have more so of a respect of not only Westernized music, but the history of Westernized music. I mean,
Well,
if you
because
do,
it's not it's like in places that aren't America, that's not it wasn't started there, so it's not you don't take it for granted.
oh,
It's
forget it.
cool. It's really cool. And like you really I feel like people outside of the US like they really dive in. And I mean, it's also just important to remember that America is not the world. There are so many people who are who you don't know who your stuff's going to connect with.
Well,
So,
and you mentioned an important word, Ariana. I've been thinking a lot about these past 14 months, is that word connection. And now more than ever, people are hungry to feel connected. And that's my one of my big ins with FENIX and why I'm a part of it.
yeah.
Is that the CEO's North Star is to connect not only artists with potential fans, and obviously to the potential of increasing the revenue for artists, which is God bless America, finally, more money in artists' pockets, but to connect other artists with other artists, to collaborate, to literally look at our differences as a beautiful thing. And like I said to you in pre-interview, you have such a beautiful vibration and light about you. And I'm just so excited, through FENIX and just beyond that your music getting out there across the sea. I mean, I feel it. I know it's gonna hit. I
I mean,
really,
why
really,
else are we all here, really?
that's right.
And why does anyone make music, really? The whole it's like I mean, look at K-pop. No one in America understands a word they're saying, but it doesn't matter. It brings people so much joy.
That's right.
It doesn't music transcends. So if you can create something that connects with someone else, your human experience resonates with their human experience. Who cares where they are in the world? That's the beautiful thing about it.
I
Doesn't matter
mean,
where they are.
I mean, I don't know how to end this interview any better way, but I mean, Ariana, you have now a gig replacing me as the interview with you. That was so beautiful. And listen, I feel like I could talk to you for hours on end, but I am so grateful for your time today.
Thank
And
you for having me. You have such a good energy. You are so nice and easy to talk to, and you hold such a good space for people. I can feel it. Like you just, you walk around, you just have a space for people to be.
you're gonna don't do it. You're
You
very
too.
sweet, but let me tell you something that's
It's
very
true.
nice of you. You know, I was a performer for 25 years, and God bless, beautiful career. But as a director creator, that was I can't believe you just said that, because speaking about being two elementary school kids bopping to the Beatles and Frank Sinatra, the main reason why I became a director is because ever since I was really little, I always wanted to create a literal and figurative space for 11-year-old Wills out there who are at the end of the cafeteria tables alone, that felt like a misfit, that their differences, that felt like that their differences made them outcasts, when actually they're weird is a superpower. And that's what I wanted to create as a director. So for you to see that, thank you, thank you.
Oh
And I
my,
needed to hear that today, Ariana. So God bless you. Thank you.
oh my God, of course. If you had a color, it would be like sunset orange, you know?
Don't get me going. This one's about to go.
Oh, no, no, no tears,
You
no tears. Well, actually, if you need to cry, you can cry. Nothing wrong with that.
I'll pay you for therapy. But listen, you're fantastic. I'm so great. I'm so glad we're connected now.
Me
And
too. This is really fun.
thank you for your time today.
So nice to talk to you. Thank you for having me.
You too. Bye.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.